Hello, hello. Welcome to the first episode of Field Build. I am your host, Daniel Moody. Hopefully, your guide to all things Commander, and this is the Commander Compendium. Now, today we are going to be doing a field build, as I call it. So, essentially, I'm going to build a deck in video form using my somewhat limited collection of Magic Online, still growing as I progress. But essentially, we're going to build with what I have. And we're going to be building Maelstrom Wanderer. And I'll kind of go through kind of my thought process as I do it. Now, it's a lot easier to build on Magic Online than in paper because you can sort, filter your collection. But you guys can see that. And then afterwards, there's a link in the description for the actual game. So just click that link if you want to see the game. And I hope you guys enjoy. Please like and subscribe. Help me grow the channel. I really want to make more content, quality content, especially for you all. So thanks a lot for your support. Thanks for watching. Hello, welcome to another episode of the Commander's Compendium. I am your host, Daniel Moody, hopefully your guide to all things Commander, and we are going to take a look today at Maelstrom Wanderer. So Maelstrom Wanderer is a pretty neat card. He is a 8 mana 7/5 in Tamir colors, so blue, red, green. Creatures you control have haste, and then he has double cascade, so lots of value there. Today, I just kind of want to show you guys my thought process when I'm building a deck. So we're going to build the deck together, and then we're going to actually play a game. So those will be two separate videos. I'll upload the Maelstrom Wanderer gameplay as a fast mana episode. So you'll get to see me actually play the deck we build. Now, my collection on online is growing by the day, but we're still not complete, so we're going to work with what I have. So, first of all, before we do anything, as you can see here, let's resize everything. Now, here is, in Magic Online, we have filters, and I've gone ahead and just filtered out white and black. So we're not seeing any white or black cards unless, I guess, they're multicolor. Sometimes Magic Online will show them if they are. Yeah, like the Sire of Stagnation. So that's how we currently have it. We'll set it for Commander too, although I think every card I have is probably legal in Commander. Now, yeah, so we're only going to be looking at cards that we can most likely play in Maelstrom Wanderer. Now, a few things. Maelstrom Wanderer, he sits in the command zone at such an expensive cost for his first cast. That means we want to ramp. Correct, all right? I mean, if you guys have played Maelstrom Wanderer before, you just want to get him out as soon as possible. He's probably the best card in your deck. So we want to ramp up to Maelstrom Wanderer. So we're going to include a lot of ramp effects. The other thing about Maelstrom Wanderer, he gives your creatures haste, including himself. So you want to include some big beaters. Hopefully you can cascade into. And finally, because typically what happens, you're spending all your resources to power out Maelstrom Wanderer. Sometimes you can run low on cards in hand, so we want to include a lot of card draw. I typically build Maelstrom Wanderer decks to be aggressive in nature, so I'm not going to include a lot of answers. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. So, first thing, right off the bat, Burgeoning, great card. We have a couple ramps here too. Mana Crypt, Mana Vault, and Psalms of Milgram are all great. I got these masterpieces. On Magic Online, these are just ever slightly more expensive. And I mean, look at this Psalms of Milgram. He looks really sweet. So we'll start there. In fact, let's just go ahead and search for land. So I'm filtering out on Magic Online based on lands. So we can basically look up any card that has anything to do with lands. Let's throw a Lotus Cobra in. So if we have a lot of fetch lands or a lot of ways to get lands in play, he'll power that. Rampaging Balos is going to create a lot of beasts for us, which could have haste. Vorinclex is going to double our mana production. Now, we can't cascade into Vorinclex, but he's such a powerful card that I think it's worth running. We'll throw in an Ancient Tomb. It just gets us there quicker. How about a Botanical Sanctum and a Breeding Pool? I think I'll run a Chromatic Lantern just because it'll allow us to hit our colors, guarantee it. I don't have a lot of the Izzet or Gruul lands. I have a lot of the excuse me, a lot of the Simic lands. Sorry about that. Just drew a blank. So we'll throw in a Hinterland Harbor. We're kind of making our way through. Chop Island. Let's throw in these temples. So I really like Zendikar Resurgent in a Maelstrom Wanderer deck. Obviously, you can hit it off of him, and then if you cascade into it first, your next cascade will we'll draw you a card. So let's go ahead and throw in Explosive Vegetation. We'll start throwing in some more lands. I like Blighted Woodland. Commander Beacon is good to get Maelstrom Wanderer back in Frontier Bivouac. Alright, so here's one of my pet cards, Urban Evolution. I definitely want that in the deck. It'll get us an extra land and we draw. Secure Tri-Builder is really good. Command Tower. Now this is more of a choice of mine. I like Coiling Oracle. It's just a card that I like to play with, so we're going to throw him in. Cultivate as well, and Explore. Same reason I like Coiling Oracle. Gives us something to do early on. Gets us lands. Now, I could play Wood Elves or Farhaven Elf, but I'm going to pass. Except for these 2-drops, I'd prefer not to play the Creature Acceleration if it's not too strong. Kodamas Reach, of course. We will get a... Let's kind of go through. It's possible we could run out Yavimaya Elder just to make sure we hit our lands. Let's see here. Make sure we're not missing anything good. I'm sure you guys are screaming at me right now. A lot of good choices here. Yeah. Okay, I think that's probably good as far as acceleration. Now let's look at some draw. So, like I said, we want to be able to draw a lot as Maelstrom Wanderer, and I think we have some great choices here. Let's start with Greater Good. Now we can easily, with Greater Good, sack our Maelstrom Wanderer, cast him again to draw more. Combustible Gear Hulk is just really efficient, can do a lot of damage, which we want to do. And remember on Magic Online, the one versus one life totals, that's set to 30 now. So just damage means more. We'll throw in a Consecrated Sphinx, a Garruk Primal Hunter. I like Kaidel. She can ramp us pretty well. We're drawing so many cards. Savella is going to draw us, you know, a decent amount, but really she also produces mana. Okay, we will hit up our old friend Arcanus. He will have haste, so just basically draw 3. Like Jorian, we're casting a lot of spells here, so that's an easy choice. And Edric as well. Could see running Lifecrafter's Bestiary. In fact, let's just go ahead and try it. Okay, Rishkar's expertise is insane with Maelstrom Wanderer. If you cascade into it, you get another... basically cast another free spell, and then you can draw a lot based on what you have in play. Soul of the Harvest. It's good. So we'll throw in a Sylvan Library. We want to be able to stack our deck, kind of. It's a really strong effect with Maelstrom Wanderer. I want to run this Compulsive Research as well. It's just splashable card draw. Mold Drifter is another pet card of mine. Let's see. Let's kind of make our way through. I like Brainstorm in Maelstrom Wanderer decks because you can cast a Brainstorm before the Wander, stack your deck, or before any of your other Cascade effects. And let's just see. Alright, and we'll finish off with a Treasure Cruise. I think we're going to have a lot of spells in our graveyard, so that'll be potent. So right now, we are sitting at 46 cards, 13 lands. So that's 33 non-lands, then plus Maelstrom Wanderer, so 34. I'd say we probably still want about another 30 or so cards in the deck. So at this point, I want a little more artifact ramp, especially at the 2 mana slot. So we'll use a Mind Stone. Now, look, obviously I said we're looking for some artifact ramp, but I think I need to run Baral's expertise. That's really good with Maelstrom Wanderer. We'll throw that in there. We'll throw in Duplicate as well. He just gives us another outlet for just for some answers. We don't want a ton, but I do want some. We'll throw in a Gilded Lotus. I am going to run this Erratic Portal. We can bounce our own Maelstrom Water and get more triggers if we're low on cards in hand. Just make our way through. Saheeli's Artistry could be good, but I think I'm going to pass on it. So could the Panharmonicon, but I don't have a ton of Enter the Battlefield triggers at the moment, so we'll pass on that as well. So we could definitely run the Signets. We'll look into that in a second. In fact, I probably will. Let's see. Could run the Greaves. Alright, we definitely want Soul Ring, of course. And I think because we have Mana Vault, Soul Ring, and Mana Crypt, we'll run a Trinket Mage. Thought Vessel is good to keep our hand. And let's see, probably Hedron Archive. I'll pass on the Dreamstone Hedron. Alright, let's go ahead and pull up the Signets. Yes, so I definitely want to run a Simic Signet. I want to run all the colors, so Simic, Izzet, and Gruul. As you guys can see, I've done just a few Modern Masters drafts. Alright, and let's just look at creatures. So I think we're kind of good now on ramp. We've got a lot. So let's kind of count it up. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you count Explorer, that's 5. Lotus Cover, 6, 7. If you count Corlin Oracle, that's 8. Then the Signets, 9, 10, 11, plus Mind Stone. And Thought Vessel, that's 13. Cultivate, Kodamas Reach is 15. Chromatic Lantern is 16. Savala, 17. 18 for Explosive. 19 for Solemn. 20 if you count Kydel. 21 for Hedron. 22 for Gilded Lotus. I'm not going to count Urban Evolution. I consider that more of a card draw. So we have a little over 20. I think that's correct. Like I said, you really want card draw in Maelstrom Wanderer. Okay, so now we are looking at creatures. I have some beaters here, but I also want some utility creatures like Acidic Slime. We'll throw him in. Let's kind of make our way through. Rashmi is a great value creature. Let's throw her in. She works really well with Maelstrom Wanderer. When you cast your first spell, you reveal the top card. You can cast if it costs less. That just adds almost another cascade to Maelstrom Wanderer. Tezzeret could be good. Yeah, let's toss in Tezzeret. We have a lot of ways to get cheap artifacts, the Signets and whatnot. We can untap, even use Erratic Portal twice. Maybe we could even throw in a Birthing Pod if we use him. Okay, let's keep making our way through. So there's the Birthing Pod. What do we have that we could pod? We have 1, 2, 3, 2 drops. 2, 3, 4 drops. Excuse me. 4 3 drops. Excuse me. 1, 2, 3 4 drops. 1, 2, 2 5 drops. 6 drops. No 7s and an 8. So we'll throw in Pod. We really want more 5 drops since we have so many 6s. I'll run a Chancellor of the Spires. Just a 7 to go into. Maybe, let's see if there's what kind of choices we have. Fauna Shaman, I could see running her. Alright, Hoarding Dragon is a good 5 drop. We can sack it to Birthing Pod. You know, get another creature, and we can get like a Gilded Lotus, a Duplicate, Erratic Portal, something like that. Even Birthing Pod, if we didn't have one in play already. Alright. Ooh, Oracle of Moldiah. I don't know how I missed this before. I'm sure you guys were screaming at me there. This is just so obvious, right? Gotta run her. It's like card draw and ramp in one. I could see running Recall Force. Ooh, I'll throw him in for now, though I don't know if we'll keep him. Ooh, Sphinx of Athun. Strong card. Could run Terastodon. Could throw in a Thragtusk. Maybe maybe we will. Um, so the choice between Terrastodon and Woodfall Primus, I'm gonna run the Woodfall Primus, and then we may even be able to fit in a 9. Yeah, sure. Let's run the Thragtusk. Ooh, maybe a Wart, the Raid Mother. So what spells could we copy? Rishkars. I'm probably just sold on that. Um, yeah, not the best. Urban Evolution is a good one to copy. Any of the ramp spells. So if we run her, we might want to run some extra spells. Bloodbraid Elf. Let's see. So right now we're at 57 non-land cards plus Maelstrom Water 58. I think we have room for about another 5 cards. So let's run the Bloodbraid Elf, Eternal Witness, get more value. I think we're probably good on creatures. At 29 creatures, that's a lot. So the last thing I want is some because we're running this Wart the Raid Mother, I want a little synergy with her beyond what we have already. So let's look up instant spells right now. We could run a Cyclonic Rift, that's good. Summoning Trap is interesting. I think I'll run this Summoning Trap. We have a lot of good creatures that we can hit, and a lot of people online are running counter spells. So that'll just, and it's just a fun card, right? That's kind of the theme of a Maelstrom Wanderer deck, is just have fun. So we want some more red-green. Right now we have probably 3 more slots. Nah, probably closer to 2. Okay, so that's probably the only instant I want. Let's look up sorceries. Seasons Pass is delicious. But, you know, I run this in a lot of decks. I want to try something different. We could try Mind's Desire, but I have that in my Yidris deck. So once again, I want to try something a little different. Splitting Image could be fun. Harmonize is good. Yeah, maybe I'll run a Harmonize, since we can copy that. Ooh, Treacherous Terrain. This is a great card. This is a easy way to kill people. Usually you can hit them for 8 to 10 damage, you know, and that's a lot of damage. I think I want a Vandal Blast as well. So I think we're probably good. So currently we are at basically 64 non-lands. With all the ramp we have, that's probably good. So what we're going to do now, let's just keep our filters on actually. And let's look up just the land cards. So because I don't have the greatest collection, I'm going to have to run some of these guild gates, unfortunately. Now, obviously, when you're building a deck, use what you have, but look out for upgrades. You know, for instance, in this deck, I know I need to upgrade my land base. I think I'll run these cycling lands too. We don't have a lot of turn 1 plays, and later in the game, if we have too many lands in hand, we can cycle. Past that, probably run this Highland Lake, and that might be it. So now we need 16 basics. So here we go. Probably... Well, we got these full arts, but we don't have enough, and I like my lands to look symmetrical. Now, one way when you're trying to figure out, you know, what color, just take a glance at your deck. Now, if I were building this deck in paper, I would have it laid out the same way by mana cost. Easily, when you look, you just see that we're running a lot of green. I mean, we have some early blue and red spells, you know, but except for Jorian and Edric, most of these spells I'm not even going to play turn 1 through 3 anyway. So green is our heaviest color. I can easily see, let's just throw in Tin Forest. I think that's an easy choice right there. We're using a lot of green for our spells. Even though we have a lot of blue-green lands, I'm still going to probably Looks like we have a lot of double blue, even a triple blue here. So I'll still probably run 4 islands and maybe 2 mountains. Maybe that's not right. Yeah, we can cut a forest and run an additional mountain. So 36 lands, which is probably way more than enough. Lots of ramp. I think we count like 25. Lots of card draw. We can count that up right now. You know, between Treasure Cruise, Sphinx of Athun, Zendikar, if you want to count that, Consecrated Sphinx, Arcanus. I mean, just there, we probably have close to 10 to 15 card draw. A lot of efficient creatures. Some interaction. I could see us wanting more. Right now I'm running Vandal Blast, Duplicate, Acidic Slime, like Baral's Expertise, if you consider that some interaction. We can even use like Chancellor Spires to hit something of our opponents. But really this deck just wants to be aggressive. You just want to just lay into your opponents, do as much damage as quickly as possible, and with that new 30 commander rule, I think we're good. So yeah guys, let me go ahead and move this here. Some of these lands over here. So yeah, here's the deck. You guys could take a screenshot if you want to take a look at it. Hope you enjoyed that. That's just a little insight into kind of how I build a deck. And I guess before we finish the video, you know, look at your commander. If you're building around your commander, pay attention to what your commander is doing. If he's expensive, you want a lot of ways to get to your commander. Remember, your commander is like an extra card in your hand. It's like you're starting with 8 cards rather than 7. And you want to be able to play him. If you go through a game and it just takes you, you know, if you have a turn, Thraxamundar or Maelstrom Wanderer in this case, something 7 or 8 mana, and you don't play that commander until turn 10 or 11, that's a lot of opportunity you missed. And you kind of want to build your curve around that. Now, obviously, Maelstrom Wanderer, you can kind of put a lot of more expensive spells in your curve, like these 5s through 8s. You want less 8 mana cards typically, but Maelstrom Wanderer, since he's cascading, you kind of want a more heavier top end. But in a deck that isn't like Maelstrom Wanderer that has an expensive commander, you probably want some cheaper stuff, because you have that 7 or 8 mana card always in your command zone. Always try to balance out your card draw. You want to balance out interaction. Of course, like I said, we're running less in this deck because I want to be the aggressor. Balance out that interaction. Try to have as much interaction as possible. That's sweepers. That's single target removal. You know, and then you want finishers. You want to know what is my deck doing? What is my goal? How do I win the game? In the case of Maelstrom Wanderer, I cascade into a bunch of creatures and I attack and I just try to kill as quickly as possible. But that's not always as clear cut in most decks. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Like and subscribe, and see you guys in the game.